Dominic, I think you've played the two glamorous clubs in the country, Kumasi and Hasselhoff. Do you still think that you've settled in the Ghana Premier League? Because I've heard this is your debut season, and looking at the performance you gave today, should we expect more from you in such competitive games?
Yes, please. Because I'm not starting yesterday, and this is our fifth game. So I'm working hard to even push yourself.
Thank you. A lot of possibilities on our side. Try to break them down with our progressive, possessive play, to play more expansively, and to try to find ourselves in some dangerous positions, especially in the high pocket spaces where we could just turn and accelerate and play balls widely, which we found and which we thought was the way to break them out. And so we trained very well on these ones. And we needed the final passes to needed some places, some good positions to be able to finish. But I think that they also exhibited that early there were four league leaders also showing some compatibility in terms of their strength, with their consistency in how the team has been composed, and so it was a very tight game with a lot of strong transitional play by them, which I think that we tried as much as possible to control that with strong attacking balance the time we went on the offensive. And so, in my opinion, it was a very good game from both sides, but not the best outcome that we wanted.
Coach, coming into this game, was there psychological warfare? Looking at the fact that you had beaten them twice and they were coming in for revenge.
Honestly, I never allowed my mind to tilt in that direction. I knew by history that we had beaten them twice. It's normal. If we still look more clinical, we would still have turned the game to our favor. And so it's normal about football that it doesn't have any psychological weakness or psychological advantage, that because I beat a side twice, then the third one means that he has advantage or I have an advantage. All that you need to do is that you need to do things right. And so the aspect we fail to do rightly is the result for us not breaking the impregnable nature of the team.
Coach, do you know the striking problem?
I wouldn't, from where we find ourselves, I'm not the type who gets into the job and then you start to throw, it means you are talking about luck and then excuses. That is not important now. Now what we have is what we are dealing with. Striking, anyone who gets into that dangerous position and makes the right decisions, will make the strike and then strike at a target and then we'll find a goal. So I'm sure that the opening will come at the right time. We are still improving. We'll continue to improve and we will develop and be more progressive.
Did you miss the organizational and leadership skill of Asari today?
He's our captain. He's our captain, and what his absence created was that we have a team. That irrespective of the presence of the person or his absence, the team still will live on. And so I wouldn't say we'll miss something of that sort. He's the captain of the team, and so if he's there, it has some value. In his absence, someone stands in, and the person also justified his presence, and so we are a team. And so I value even players who are on the bench. I value players who are sick and they came with the team in the team bus to come and support their colleagues. It tells that if a member of the staff or member of the team is on the bench, he's very credible, because he's not just on the bench because he's not a good player. He's on the bench because someone has to start. And so he's on the bench and he's behind the team. He's out of the bench and he's behind the team. And that is the type of team and the culture we have built around us for Garrett.
Your opposite number is happy with the point. Your fans are not happy with the point. What are you telling me?
You have to be happy. 1 point is very important. If you want to win the league, if you want to amass many points, it is always important that games that are very tight like this, you try to keep clean sheets and you try as much. What it means is that when we score a goal, we can go on with our goal. That is what it means. It means that we are very a solidified side, and we believe that once we are creating the opportunities and turning the opportunities into chances, we begin to break.
Coach, what tactically, what was your plan in the game, and do you think your players were able to execute the
Lions will come with two direct strikers. We need a clear set. They will come with they will press, just staying waiting on your fullbacks. We need higher fullbacks, and you saw our fullbacks. Ransford was higher on the pitch, Bayfield was higher on the pitch, and then we have Raphael clearly as the six to get hold of the ball and to find George or later on Hussein, and then to find Asma in the pocket space. So if you heard my initial comment, that was what I was talking about, that we needed to find ourselves in some key positions where we can turn with the ball and accelerate the game. And in those moments, we turn a lot, several times in these situations. Getting into those dangerous situations and making the right decisions is another aspect of the game. And so, for me, the plan worked so well. And out of the ball, what we were supposed to do was to press with our 10. You saw George always getting up with Dogu to try to frustrate them so that they can't play from the back. And for me, it worked. It worked to perfection.
Coach, I'm Raphael. Coach, I want to ask you this question.
Go ahead.
You've been away from club football for a while after your stint with Asante.
Okay.
Now you've come back to club football and in the Ghana Premier League. You've played 5 matches. How do you assess the competitive nature of the Ghana Premier League, especially from the tactical point of view?
I think there's still a lot that can be improved, and then we try to improve players, and then we try to improve as coaches also, and we try to improve the team in general. I think a lot has improved, but I think that from the period when I was around, we had top coaches also. You can talk about the late Herbert Ado. They were all in the league, and so you can expect that when you have top coaches in the league, you expect something that is more tactical, so that when you are watching, you are not just watching, but you are observing, because you can tell that there's some pattern, there's some moments of the game that is telling you that this is an identity. This is how they rotate. This is how they get off the ball. This is how they build up from the back. This is how they want to go in behind. These aspects are so important for the development of our football in general.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach, your next game is against Chelsea. What are you telling the fans ahead of that game?
They should keep supporting the team. We are really composed. We are really poised. This is just one match, and then this is gone. It's gone. The only time we meet them again is either in the FA Cup or in the league in the second round. So this is gone. All that we are aiming now is to plan on breaking Chelsea, and then I know it's also going to be a very tough game. I won't get there. We'll begin to discuss it, but now it's just a review.
Coach, Bashir Hayford has been complaining, and he's been making statements that in the league there are no more goal coaches or goal mongers as we used to have back in the days, and there are more harassers, which he puts it in quotes, than finishers. How much of a problem is it for you coaches, and what are you doing to solve this current canker? Because it looks like it cuts across.
Sometimes I hear people say that look for strikers coaches. I don't know what we mean by strikers coaches. So if a fullback gets himself into the finishing area, he has to make the right decision. It is all about decision making in some very important positions of the pitch. He will attest that he sometimes he hears me make some comments in terms of the decision a player makes in certain positions. I think that we need to have that courage to begin to do things and become more consistent. When we are more consistent in arriving in some good positions, and we are predominantly arriving in those positions and bringing in the best decisions in terms of the passes. A cross, for instance, is a clear pass. But many times we think that when you get there, just bring in the ball, But the pass is a ball that is coming from me to my teammate in the rightful position. They can be two, but I need to pick the right option. These are areas that will not stop us developing. These are areas that if I tell you the number of finishing aspects that we do in training, even in our social games is finishing. Everything is finishing so that you can have the culture of finishing in front of you. You cannot do finishing when you are in the middle of the pitch. You can do finishing when you are in front of the goal, because no matter how you move the ball, that's where you want to aim at. But these things will come. Europe, they didn't just start one day and go there. We need to continue to do this, and then I think that at the right times, these things will improve.
Send a chill training grounds and in a match the back game. I say game is not different from a chill training grounds. Send a coach to Canada. There are going to be some games that are a very difficult, even a very difficult more than this. Because they can airborne, Obia airborne, like Bona airborne, Obia airborne to get the points and also to at least achieve something. And looking to House of Fokono, a big team, and every team who is going to play against House of Fokono is not going to be easy game. So the Yabo game, why we are looking towards our next game. So that's what I can say for now.
What game now or slowly?
No, they actually training grounds, so they never been delivered park and so because there are a lot of people they are not at training grounds. Only the players who train there. So Hana, they saw training grounds one. We came all out to come and play this game with confidence, with courage, and with energy. But near pen and Manisa, and that's how sometimes the game is going to be. So we accept it. They should keep supporting us and they should still pray for us because without them, we the players, we cannot do the work only. So they get power much. Because game that league now sometimes games can be very difficult and they have to understand it and still one minute because I'm not now you say every moment be a very okay even a bit as
honestly, Russian matches are where every single game, but player back could be brand new free, no be ball, and then we are more no as players, a hammer, a communication on the pitch, and it's said in Kamupa ball, right from top 4 now, Muboli and the BC this time, 5th game of the season. Maybe I and back home, as a free, a hammer has as players.
As always, send it to be a coach. Every player qualifies to start. Every player qualifies to be part of the 20-man squad on game. And when you're upon so anti-man, heart players. This is a free one. Because when you're boy on the season, this is the players are team register and you say, Baku free one, a high because I can't say about it. You are back on it's me. I it's about free one and a high.
And then on the culture of fans ahead of the next year.
It should come in numbers at Precum to come and support the team because without you, the fans, you, the players, you cannot do anything. So we plead them, they should come in numbers to support us.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'm performing exercise at the moment. Me carry match room. Then you say, I beg you to go to Gary Park.
Argentina, I'm performing. Also, I had the Ankasa.
I'm performing. With him, I can't afford. Every ball hard. I'm performing. But I say, your friend, as a performer, friend, but I say, young boy, Yabo Blaster match. We are the chair. Has one as a boy. Young performer in Namha or say, Takradi Park. They say, yeah. If the Cape Coast, but also the biggest Cape Coast in the Kumat Park in Eka. Has a match of us on Amazon. I thought, yes, has a match on Park and I fear amount for young Wojuma. Senator Wojuma, Copenhagen, Senator Manaba, your young Wojuma compared to another 3 o'clock, Senator 3 o'clock. And then no, and then 3 o'clock, Senator who said, has one as a symbol. There was supposed to see Nanza, Nabole, one fine. Study young for Frank at Market one study. What Market one half? They want to find. I'm Kotokomachi, you see Sunday, the Babaso. And then we are available Sunday match. Kotokomachi, the Babaso, Accra. That is the house. Now, it's here. Fiora. Who's the Fiora there? Who's who tell who to guarantee man of Fiora and then fie na ho na ba no betu be da fie jango frankra boyo me mayo bo frankra warning say wan hweye no je krasofo ku agro e be gari nkoro gari paga na nya krasofo ku e ya krasofo jango frankra first one am dey ma no wan hweye no wo je krasofo ku agro na boy wo wo je ba am stadium am go so kotokoni ampa kotokoni ampa obi e do kotokoni na dey has here me kan wo wasem ba so a e be chiro say e be chiro so be edwam wo bu
match is more Sunday that I don't think me just said that. Me just said that. That's my name about Sunday. I don't think. Say that. It's a person that just jump.
Across the okay, young result of all matches. Didi Dramani Casanado.
Oh, don't say too much. Too much of talk.
So yeah, we need your home matches. And next, Shadia Yashabo Sumu, Ghana, Mr. President, John Dramani Mama, we are disappointed. Minister of Youth, we are disappointed. NSA boss, we are disappointed. Say, you percent Ghana Premier League, Kenya fair. We can't watch our boss in our doom. You are disappointing the president. Honorable Minister Kofi Adams, small fire. You best remu. Ghana Premier League, you never man IFA. Mumma ever be a 210. And my yes said fishes, you know. Across the book, say no match. It is a beginning. A reconciliation, I ain't never seen. But we can't watch ball, I was saying. Then later you come and tell us that you bring back the law. Didi Dramani, we have confidence in you, but you are disappointing us. You're perceiving for Ghana Premier League. How much is we need to secure? Let's go back to the drawing board and correct our mistakes, and I believe our away match is more fire. God bless you.
Okay. And as a folk, Mama Bogoles, come here, say league, draw no, and as a ghost number. We are disappointed.
Oh, yes. Because why maybe I can say yes starting now I want to say I'm going but you're quite any man and since I am boy home dear catches I think a team should go but if I say coach you need strikers for a jumbo a nim one your shop nim one your shop almost shana almost new juma na a nim one your shop
as a ghost not tough for no more share but as a league next watch and I'm not now
top for mo born come first that league I feel so and yet yes no mom can come and I'm finishing yet has team finishing and yet you want the best start and I remember my born second half no I feel ending you know say as on my whole day no perform since the coach so only was Sujuma
oh GDS league na be
oh yes
ebi muzo si NS fo am aso ye bobo kwa na ade asa spotlight kra ya nso
yes make one match na no abrasa match this say me go do fe na go tu oh tika say ka match says come my banana to at 6 franc Kenya bag time no Michelle so no amwa boys we no we na ba park obi ani agi obi abre oh they do baby a omo share na omo consider e kakra
it does pa
Now we want to have a word with the GF. Okay. Please, they should do something about it. Because we cannot play ball in darkness. Because you can see that for the last 15 minutes, we play the ball in a full dark. What happens? So we don't want to we are now preaching Ghana football to people to come to stadium to watch ball. And then you'll be at the back, you cannot even see what. It's very, very bad. I believe they will take this seriously. Yes. Thank you very much.
Coach, our coach, you go home, you see about one top. You go home, you see about one top. Why is it that we are playing one top? You go home. I also game near OP. Now one close to game no go one top. Ada you also say better one. Ada. So what you say? Coach no on sister formation no obodo. Coach no on sister formation na obodo. Ada tire so about one top. Wabra you go home. Ada un pego ana. Yeah. Your leg here ya boy. Leg na your ball. Just for the say yan share no. So what you say? But enye lega o pesa o jenie. Obo leg. Ni you go home now go one topper. O pesa game be OP. So what you say? Your first match no. Me fire ya catch no mo say.
Against Huawei.
Yes, against Huawei no. You bought five defenders. Adey. All because of Afrani. So what you say? Is it not that? And you say we are me ta Afrani. Me some house. A house na me some. South the make I say. Eti niam ko ya o se ka. E wo se ya ka. Yenam station by station near promoted team me one penny for a ready team with your moped I don't know say penny for has penny for more I don't know more I don't know more Master coach no on start information obo na GFF so mo yamu nyoma ye muna mo ye leg no GFF se leg no e de nugu asie be ma ye ba eti bibi koya e wasa bu sorry jina this is a lesson wait light any park no
no far light
e nugu asie enough is enough
kaya kasa as of folk ube piemu a money out of France yenya go
BYT match am share any day just in fact enye kura how come say you bobo now has about 5 matches or 2 goals how enye crack this not has of folk na train am I be support here when you has of folk
obi so ma se goals on top 4
league ni mu na e share goals league mu na e wo say ya G clean sheet ni about say league ni e share more goals coach promotion no bon enye at least what to top but when match e boy you know we put na strike e du coupe na strike aden they say e be back e be support bi bia be na so no goals aden tia BYT match ni dey enye kra yen ka che Didi Dramani no nti say match e be share ni enye kra
e business concern so NSC na ya bobo 4 PM light and so
hu BYT hu papa che say yeti sum na ehwe ball no ya tia yeti VIP yeti sum na ehwe ball no enye kra aden tia be banisa NSC enye fine kra enye
mate me da say
BYT